Chile is a country in western South America. It occupies a long, narrow strip of land between the Andes and the Pacific Ocean. Chile shares the world's third largest border of about 5,300 kilometers with Argentina and also borders Bolivia and Peru. In total, Chile has 16 regions that make up Chile's 756,000 square kilometers. Its largest and capital city is Santiago de Chile, with a total population of over 5.4 million people considering the metropolitan area, followed by Valparaiso, Concepcion and La Serena. Over 18.5 million people call Chile their home. Its national language is Spanish. The largest ethnic groups are white or mestizo, which means of European and indigenous American descent, with about 90%, and 10% are indigenous. 86% are Christian, while 11% do not identify with any religion. Chile is known for its incredible coastline, its diversity in nature, for its many earthquakes, for being one of South America's most stable countries, for its great infrastructure, and for its cuisine that we will talk about soon. But as we will find out later, Chile has much more than that to offer. Let us first take a close look why Chile is so long and thin. Chile's length is largely a product of colonial expansion and the fact that the Andes create a natural border between the lands to the Pacific Ocean and the ones to the Atlantic Ocean. Thanks to the protection of the Andes, Chile could expand all the way down to the southernmost point of South America. The Andes are, by the way, the longest mountain range worldwide and the highest mountain range outside of Asia, with its tallest mountain ranging up to 6,961 meters above sea level. But we will take a closer look at Chile's incredible nature soon. The flag of Chile consists of two equal horizontal stripes of red and white color, with a blue square in the top left corner. It has a white five-pointed star in the center, and some people think it represents guide to progress and honor, while as of other interpretations, it stands for independence. Blue symbolizes the sky and the Pacific Ocean, the white color stands for the snow-covered Andes, and red symbolizes the blood spilled to achieve independence. The Chilean flag is also known in Spanish as La Estrella Solitaria. And please do not confuse it with the flag of Texas. Chile's national animal is the hemuil, its national bird is the Andean condor, and the Araucaria araucana is Chile's national tree. In Chile, people pay with the Chilean peso. Chile is considered one of South America's most prosperous countries, leading in competitiveness, income per capita, globalization, and economic freedom. Additionally, corruption is not that common. It is the world's 47th largest economy, with copper contributing considerably to the Chilean economy. 1/3 of the global copper output is generated by Chile. Natural resources account to about 60% of all Chilean exports. Besides copper, lithium and iron are also important to the Chilean economy. Especially south to Santiago de Chile, there are thousands of square kilometers of land that are suitable for agriculture production. This is why Chile is one of the 5 largest world producers of cherries and cranberries, and one of the top 10 largest producers of grapes, apples, kiwis, peaches, plums and hazelnuts. Moreover, Chile is the world's 2nd largest exporter of salmon, and Chile's unique geography and climate makes it ideal for wine growing. Chile is the 8th largest wine producer and 5th largest wine exporter. 5.7 million tourists visited Chile in 2018. And this is not surprising, since Chile has a great diversity of natural landscapes to offer, from the Mars-like landscapes of the Atacama Desert to the glacier fjords of the Chilean Patagonia, and from mountainous landscapes in the Andes to the lakes of Rios and Lagos. Chile's largest export partners are China, the USA and Japan, whereas its largest import partners are China, the US and Brazil. Later in this video there will be an interview with Sam. Sam moved from the USA to Chile, will talk about her journey and will provide useful information to everyone who is interested in moving to Chile. If you have an idea which country I should cover next, please let me know down in the comments. This video is part of a video series that covers informative facts and the migration procedure of many countries around the globe. I've created dedicated videos for countless countries worldwide. You can find the playlist linked in the video description below. But let's return to Chile. What are the main upsides of moving to Chile and what needs to be considered? As of the 2019 UN report, Chile ranks 53rd among the countries with the largest foreign-born population. About 940,000 people living in Chile were not born there but moved to this country during their lifetime. Recently, the largest immigrant populations are the Venezuelans, followed by people from Peru, Haiti and Colombia, while historically the largest immigrant groups and their descendants are the French, the British, the Italians, the Catalonians and the Germans. But what are the greatest upsides of moving to Chile? Let us begin with the high level of security. As of the Numbeo Safety Index, but also as of other sources, Chile is the safest country in all of South America. It looks like it even is a bit safer than France or Sweden. This doesn't mean that you will not need to worry about your personal security at all, but if you are attentive, you will be just fine in Chile. The next huge upside is the diversity of nature that one can experience in Chile. Since the distance from Chile's northernmost to its southernmost point is at an eye-popping 4,300 kilometers, this country is extremely diverse in climate. More precisely, Chile hosts at least 7 major climatic subtypes, ranging from deserts in the north, by the way there is also a so-called Valley of the Moon in northern Chile, to alpine tundra and glaciers in the east and southeast, tropical rainforests on the Easter Islands, which are about 2,000 kilometers west to the Chilean mainland, an oceanic climate in the south and a Mediterranean one in central Chile. So no matter if you prefer a warm Mediterranean, a tropical or a cold climate, Chile has for sure something for you to offer. Another fact worth knowing is that in the south of Chile, the land is fertile and green, while the land on the Argentinian side of the Andes is dry, and this changes in the north, so the dry land is on the Chilean side and the fertile land is on the Argentinian side. Since Chile is located in the southern hemisphere, the warmest months are December, January and February, while the coldest months are June, July and August. In Santiago, the daily mean temperatures do not sink below 7.5 degrees Celsius in July, whereas in December, daily mean temperatures are at about 20 degrees Celsius. But it often gets much warmer during summer. Moreover, a coastline of 6,300 kilometers opens all doors for activities that are related to the sea. But just keep in mind that the sea generally is much colder than, let's say, the Mediterranean Sea. There are 100 protected areas covering 20% of the total area of Chile. This includes 36 national parks and 49 national reserves, which by the way are also often visited tourist attractions. This picture here of the South Andean deer looks surprisingly similar to Switzerland. Chilean culture has been a mix of Spanish colonial elements with elements of indigenous cultures, mostly from Mapuche, as well as that of other immigrant cultures. Chile is internationally known as one of the world's best skiing destinations and the best ski destination in South America. Furthermore, Chile is a great destination for surfing, especially in the northern and central parts. As diverse the country's nature is, as diverse is its cuisine. However, seafood plays a significant role in all regions. And as mentioned previously, the wine industry is very strong. The Chileans are actually the second largest bread consumers worldwide after the Germans. And there is a very interesting traditional Chilean summertime drink called mote con huesilo. It is a non-alcoholic beverage consisting of a sweet, clear, nectar-like liquid made from dried peaches cooked in sugar, water and cinnamon, and then, once cooled, mixed with freshly cooked husked wheat. What does it cost to live in Chile? If you live off $3,000 a month in Houston, Texas, you need about $1,950 for the same quality of life in Santiago. This means that the cost of living in Santiago is about 35% lower than the cost of living in Houston. On average, the Chileans earn about 13,500 euros or $16,300 annually. This makes Chile rank first among all South American countries. But in spite of all these upsides, there are also some drawbacks that you will need to consider when moving to Chile. The language spoken in Chile is a bit different from the European Spanish and has some local specialities. Also, English is not that common in Chile. In winter, air quality in Santiago is bad. Groceries seem to be quite expensive relative to other expenses. And also there are many earthquakes in Chile, which is just something you'll need to be aware of. Let us continue with interviewing Sam. When did you move to Chile and which city did you move to?
I moved to Chile in January 2020 and I lived in Santiago, which is the capital, for 10 months. So from about January to October. But now I live in the Araucanía region, and I have been here ever since October.
Why did you choose Chile and not another country in South America?
So my husband is Chilean, and I visited Chile 2 times before I moved here, and I fell in love with the country, and we were having problems in the US, so we decided to move to Chile.
What do you enjoy most about your life in Chile?
There are so many things I love about Chile. I love the food, how many different landscapes there are in this country, like a desert, glaciers, mountains, volcanoes, lakes, and beaches. The bread is some of the best bread I've ever tasted in my life. Like, I never knew bread could taste good before this. And I also love that fruits and veggies are so affordable here, and that there is free healthcare because I have managed to take care of a lot of health problems for a reasonable price that I would not have been able to do in the US. So those are the main things I really love about Chile.
What do you miss most about your life in the US?
So this is gonna sound very silly, but I miss fast food. And the American fast food does exist here in Chile, but it's mostly centered in Santiago, and they don't have the fast food that I want, which is like Bojangles and Sonic and Cookout, and those are like very specific, like southeastern, eastern fast foods. And that just sounds very silly, but it's very true. I miss the taste. But I eat a lot healthier in Chile, so it's probably a good thing that I don't have access to those anymore.
Was it hard for you to learn Spanish?
So I'm still technically learning Spanish. I studied Spanish in the US for 2 years, beginner and intermediate, but ever since moving to Chile, I have learned very quickly. However, unfortunately, because of the pandemic, my learning has slowed a lot, because before the pandemic, I was having a lot of daily interactions, like going shopping, buying groceries, talking to my students, talking to my co-teachers, talking to, my in-laws. And then when the pandemic happened, all of that kind of stopped. And I don't really speak to my partner much in Spanish, and he's not a good teacher, so I'm really having to learn on my own now, which is difficult, but hopefully with things opening back up, I can practice my Spanish more and get better and get more fluent.
What advice would you give people who are interested in moving to Chile?
Well, before you move to any country, you need to do your research. What natural disasters occur in that country? What's the normal weather? What's the climate? Is there pollution? Things like that. Because I have seen foreigners who come to Chile and don't even know that we have earthquakes and then get freaked out and think that the world is exploding. So please make sure you do your research before you move to any country. But for Chile specifically, I would just say have an open mind. If you come to Chile and you constantly compare how this country is different from your home country or another country you really liked, then you're not going to have a good time. You need to have an open mind, let go of expectations, and try everything and be pleasantly surprised by everything, because there are so many things about this country to love.
Thank you, Sam, for taking time to join this interview. Please make sure to check out her Twitch channel, linked in the description below. She regularly streams on Twitch, so if you are into gaming, then you should definitely go check out her Twitch channel. But what needs to be done in order to move to Chile? Citizens of almost all South American countries can visit Chile just with their ID card. People from almost all European, North American, and many more countries are able to visit Chile visa-free for a maximum of 90 days. This comes in handy since it allows you to get to know Chile on your own before deciding to move there. If you are planning to move permanently to Chile, you can request a work visa that allows you to live and work in Chile for up to 2 years. This visa can be extended indefinitely. After 2 continuous years with this visa, the permanent residency can be requested. But if you lose or change your job, you must renew the visa. Also, there are several temporary visas for family reunification, investors, workers, journalists, and students. Since this highly depends on your personal circumstances, and since these regulations change from time to time, please take a look at the website linked in the video description below for more information.